Day 1. Arrival / meeting the family / a lot more. Philippine time, Manila, Sunday, January 15th, 2:30 p.m. Canada time, Toronto, Monday, January 14th, 1:30 a.m. After taking the dream water last night with the pills, finally being out of my meds, I slept a lot. I wanted to binge watch as many movies as I could, but I was too drowsy. The landing in Manila was 10 times better than the one in Vancouver. Now this isn't in the journal, but that one in Vancouver, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna die on the plane before we even take off. But we survived. I may have neglected to mention this, but they feed us good. I already mentioned that on the flight. We had 2 suppers, a snack, and breakfast. When we landed, we said goodbye to the family of 3 who sat behind us and went into baggage claims, where Mom insisted on us having one more bag than we actually did. As I said in the other blog, nothing we do is ever simple. So it's part of the joy of my life, is entertaining myself with the things that aren't simple. Anyway, what does it say? We actually did wait for one more bag than we actually did. Waiting for us was one of my cousins who I had never met. Now, at first I wasn't sure if she was actually my cousin or if they hired somebody to pick us up, because then again, I had never met anyone in the family at that point. Watch my What's Up Wednesday vlog for where I've been. I'll add that to this playlist, hopefully. Anyway, as well as on the other side of the barrier was a cousin whom I had not seen in forever. She and her sister live in Vancouver. We proceeded to pile in a car-type van thing and drove very far to the house. Now, at that point, we weren't wearing seatbelts, and I didn't know at the time that in the Philippines you didn't have to wear seatbelts unless you're the driver and the driver's passenger. I thought, well, maybe they have rules that if you're in a passenger van, you don't have to wear seatbelts. I found out quickly that you don't have to wear seatbelts in the Philippines. I did not enjoy that. Okay, anyway, pile into the car-type van thing and drove very far to the house I am currently in. The culture here is versus the culture at home is crazy. In Canada, it's almost like we hide the poverty. Here, like the slums, it's out in the open. The houses are stacked one on top of the other, and they seem to just build on top of rubble. Which, if you think about it, is a good idea. Instead of taking down the whole structure, just repair what can be repaired if you can afford that more. One woman was even digging through the trash. It's like things you see on TV in those Feed the Hungry commercials or Sponsor a Child commercial. I stopped filming after a while. My mom's family isn't as bad off. What they have is considered to be similar to our wealth status in Canada. We would consider it poor here, but there, because it's one big house divided into many smaller houses. But there, okay, I didn't finish my sentence. But there, they are the same as us, which is, I guess, lower middle class or middle class, I would assume. It is one big house divided into many smaller houses, and there has obviously been some damage, and it has been rebuilt a lot. I am staying in one of the family's houses. I am not sure who sleeps here, but I already feel bad for sleeping here. Along with stealing someone's bed, I have to sleep with Mom and Dad. Seeing as the other bed is in the same room, although I cannot understand seems to like me. I would like to assume it's more than just the Hello Kitty doll I brought her for her, but I feel like I will become to her like Trisha's to me, kind of like a big sister. She is playing with my DS right now, and I will have to write of the karaoke later. I didn't write about the karaoke, so I'm just gonna have to tell you guys. So apparently it's a thing there where, I'm not sure if it's just our family or if it's their family, but what ended up happening is that somebody put 500 pesos on the TV, and we had a competition to see who could get 100, and I've been known for being like, because Filipinos are known for singing. Like, you cannot be Filipino biologically and not be able to sing. At least a little bit. No comment. Anyway, like I was saying, so what ended up happening is that they're all trying their hardest, and my voice is similar to the stage that it's in right now, because I hadn't drank enough water on the plane, so this is what my singing voice sounded like at the point. I didn't film at that point because I wanted to experience everything firsthand, because I learned from, even though this is like a bad example, I learned from when we went to African Lion Safari. I don't remember much of the trip, but I know I got a lot of footage, so I saw a lot more than I remember. And studies have shown that if you view something through a lens, you won't remember it as much as if you view it with your eyes. So I wanted to experience that first, however long that party was going to be, whether it was going to be all night or 3 hours. I wanted to experience that so I could get to know everybody, so I wouldn't be sitting there like, okay, the next day, who is this again? I know I met you yesterday, I'm sorry. I still did that because I'm bad with names, but I'm good with faces. Like, I had everybody's faces pretty much memorized by the time I walked from inside the door to where we were sleeping. And at least the faces that I had seen. And that was a thing. But anyway, like I was saying, so there was this competition, and it was just with their TV. It wasn't anything fancy. Like, you guys will see later on in the vlog process what we all did, and how there was like this big video-oke thing that they had outside for somebody's birthday. But at the same time, it's like, I didn't expect to win, because even in Canada, what ends up happening is that I walk in and they're all trying to get 100, but they don't have any money on the TV, and I end up getting the closest to, or I get 100, and then it's like mic drop, like boom. Yeah, I know I'm socially isolated here because I'm not Filipino like the rest of you, but I have skills that can compete with you guys. But for once, I actually like wasn't expecting it, and I expected after that, like, that would ruin everything for me, that like somehow they'd be all like jealous and stuff. But it actually turned out pretty good, because everybody started wanting to talk to me a little more than they already wanted to, which was a lot, because I'm their Auntie Myrna's daughter. So it was just like, oh hey, look, Canadian person, let's finally meet her. We've seen her on Skype, but she seems to avoid us, kind of thing. But it wasn't my fault. I was trying to avoid them, and I wasn't trying to avoid them. It's just that with so many people on camera, it's different than when you meet them in person. But yeah, that's my little spiel. Other than that, we didn't do very much that day. We had the party, we went to bed early. When we went to bed, they were all still singing, and Uncle Wally came in, I think, with Auntie Sonia to put up my mosquito net, because I have an allergy to mosquitoes. After that, I clocked out for like a few hours. But I have the advantage of my pills, so for me it was a lot easier to adjust to the 13 hours. But yeah.